Hello, and welcome to another episode of Peculiar Endeavors podcast. I am Emily, and I am your host. Lately, I've been having a few discussions with people that not necessarily are into spiritual things, or they're not really into conspiracy theories or astrology or tarot or none of that. But the discussions have come up about feeling that the earth is different now than it used to be a few years ago. I find that very interesting because I have always said that it feels like, and I've been feeling this for many years, many years. I don't even remember how many, but there was this incident I had, and I was just walking somewhere, and suddenly it felt almost like a little earthquake or something. And it was in London, so there was definitely not an earthquake. It was more like I shook somehow. It was the strangest feeling ever. And it almost felt like, like if you would be falling from somewhere, but you fall, but then you land at the same time. It's very strange. And ever since that time, I've been thinking about it from time to time. And at first, that feeling just made me a little bit scared. But then I was fine, so I didn't think too much of it. And just sometimes when things felt a little bit odd, a little bit strange, but everything was very gradual. But now for a few years, it just feels very apparent that there's almost like two worlds on top of each other. I don't know how to describe it really, but this has been coming up in discussions with other people that never really heard of this concept before. And I just find it very interesting because they also say it feels strange and different, like you're there but you're not there. And I don't know, I think a lot of people feel this, and a lot of people say that time has been speeding up so much. Today, for example, I feel like today has gone so fast, and this year has gone so fast. I feel like we just had Christmas, and now half of the year is already almost gone. And it's just so shocking to me that it just passes by so quickly. But they do say that in the Kali Yuga, time do pass quickly. But what I was talking about in the beginning, the discussions that I've been having with others, is about feeling that you are in a different world, but you're still in the same world. But then feeling that others are not there with you, just few people, and few people are not. I don't know if it makes any sense, but if you, for example, have like, I don't know how to describe it, but it really feels like the earth is like you have the earth with everything on it, but it's almost like, if you would, if you have like oil or something in your eyes and things get a little bit blurry, so sometimes you see like double of the thing, like on top of each other. That's kind of how it feels like. You have the world the way it is, and then you have another world that looks exactly the same, but it's like on top of this. And it's almost like you're living in the same place. You can see each other, you can talk to each other, but the conversations feel different. You look at them differently. It's almost like you're standing like in a different space and time. It's very difficult to explain, but I find it very fascinating that so many people seem to feel like this. And I even had a conversation with my mom about this, and I know that she's not really like into these type of stories, but even she said, I kind of asked her, what about how, like, does it feel like, it feels kind of like you're there, but you're not really there. And she completely agreed. I just find it really fascinating. And it's interesting and scary at the same time, because I just feel like this has been happening so gradually for me, very slow. And it was just sometimes I felt like this. But now I feel like this every single time I go somewhere. And it's very easy, almost, it's much easier even to read feelings or emotions or read people. I always been pretty good with, when you meet new people and all of that, it's quite easy, I find, to just overall know what kind of people they are and read people. But nowadays I find it so easy, and a lot of people, I feel like I'm just so detached from them. It's like a mirror. You see them, but it's they just far away somehow, You talk to them, you talk about topics, but they don't really understand. They don't even try to understand, or they just don't, they can't process it, more like it. It's almost like you're talking to them, but they can't really hear you. Yeah, that's how it feels like. It feels like you're talking, you're talking about things sometimes, and they just don't even hear you because they just can't comprehend that what you're saying. I Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating sometimes, and sometimes I'm thinking, am I the strange one? Have I just gone completely mad? And I don't know, am I talking gibberish or what's happening? But that's how it feels like. And also, like, the detachment, I really find specifically the maybe the 2 years, for 2 years now, I've been really feeling that also things that used to mean a lot to me and things that I used to really enjoy doing, I just don't enjoy it anymore. And I'm trying to find my way back a bit. And I do enjoy other things, but it's less and less the enjoyment in material things. It's less and less. There are certain things to enjoy, and I think there's nothing wrong with enjoying things while we're here. I think it's very important to have a beautiful surroundings and and be comfortable where you are and definitely have an interest in things that are a bit more material. I think it's absolutely normal. But I just find it so strange. Like things that used to give me a lot of joy before, they just don't do that anymore. So now I don't know if it's because something actually is really happening, or is it because I'm older, or is it because I changed? I know that I moved, but I would still think that, you're still the same person and you still enjoy the same thing. For example, I remember I used to, for fun, as I do, like one of my vices is like I actually really like makeup. I like swatching it and I like to keep myself up to date. I don't know what it is. I don't use a lot of makeup and I'm quite like minimal. I mean, I used to use a lot of makeup before, but not that much anymore. I'm very picky, but when there are certain things, there are certain colors or certain formulas or so, I get very like intrigued and I like trying it. So that used to be one of the things that I used to like. I found it quite peaceful. I used to go to like Selfridges or any kind of like big shops where they have loads of counters and I could just walk around and browse and swatch and smell perfumes and things like that, or even just look at clothing and maybe try something on. And I've been trying to, because I've been feeling so anxious lately, and I thought, maybe I just need to go to like a bigger city and just enjoy some of that. So I did that and it's just so different. I still do enjoy. I think makeup is one of those vices that is bad but is also good, because if you have shops you can there's it's about the color and texture. I think it's not so much about putting makeup on, is a lot about like the chemistry of it. I know it sounds crazy, but I really enjoy like colors, color theory, textures, and like the innovations and all of that. I just do. But I think that part I still find interesting and intriguing. But when it comes to like clothing and fashion, it is so boring. I went to so many shops and I didn't even stay there. Like it took me a few minutes. I just got so bored. There's nothing in there that I want to try on because everything looks the same. The colors are boring. Most of the things are made out of polyester, and it's just so boring. And I just don't understand what happened with the world. So I don't know if something changed after like the pandemic that we had, because I remember back then when it came to shops, they said, oh, everything slowed down, so they couldn't produce things. But it's been so long now, so surely they can produce things now. But it's almost like society has become so slobbish in a way, and everyone is wearing tracksuit bottoms and they're wearing leggings and they're wearing their Crocs, or they're wearing like fluffy sandals to go outside, and no one cares anymore. And I find it's so strange to me. And I'm very old fashioned, I guess. I like, if I go out, I like to put on like I'm not a person that puts on like really nice clothes, but I would, wear at least a pair of jeans, a pair of boots. I like my cowboy boots. Like I would wear like a nice t-shirt or something, and I would put on some makeup on and I like lipsticks. I think lipsticks are great. You put a little bit of makeup and then you whatever color you feel like, you put it on and you go outside and you feel better. And the fact that you're kind of have that ritual before you go out, it makes you feel put together and makes you feel more awake. And I'm not saying that I can't go outside without makeup because I really don't care. But if I have time, that is just a part of the ritual. But it feels like most people just don't care. So I'm not going to stop caring. It's just something, but I do really have to do something with my hair because it looks terrible and it's really long now. Anyway, that's beside the point. I'm going off topic here again. Yeah, I just feel like I find it very difficult to connect with people. I think that's what it is. I maybe I just don't see enough people, but I just felt like connection with people was so much easier back in the day. Uh, it was easier to talk to just strangers, and maybe it has something to do with London as well. It's much easier just to randomly talk to someone there because there's so many people and everyone is so used to it. But it just feels sometimes like, oh, maybe it's up here. People can get a little bit off with you, and I don't know where that's coming from. Or maybe it's because I do not have like a northern accent, so they instantly think that, oh, this is a Londoner, so this is a difficult person. I don't know. But it's a bit strange. I find it interesting, so I kind of like take it. I don't take it seriously, but it's just interesting and thinking about it. And when I'm talking about things with other people, and a lot of people feel the same, I find I find it just really interesting. And yeah, obviously I heard a lot about like the 5D and all of that back in the day, long, long time ago, many, many years ago. And I don't want to, like, I'm not a person that gets into too many of these theories because I don't want to. I like to see things from different perspectives and I like to keep that logic. I mean, don't forget, I am a an air sign, so yeah. But but I like to kind of like keep myself a little bit, like keep my feet on the ground a little bit as well. But it's very difficult to not see what's happening, and I think having an interest of, all these occult things and tarot cards and things, you have to be balanced in all of this. And what did I want to say? The if you Because I've been thinking like what's happening, and the people that are almost like left, it feels like some people are left in the old world and some people are in the new world, but the world is one on top of each other somehow. And now I'm thinking like, if it's I really feel like I cannot get through to some people when you talk about certain things. They just don't understand. And I really feel at this point is like, if they don't understand it, I just have to leave it. I try not to, because back in the day, I tried to make people understand what it is I was talking about, and try to kind of like grab them and shake them a little bit so so they see and understand. But now I really feel like now they have all the information, so it's not my job anymore to inform them and try to make them see and understand. I feel like now they need to make that leap themselves. And I'm thinking like, what is it? Like, what am I supposed to do now? I feel strongly that, the people who feel this, and us that do feel that things are different, and we can definitely see that things are different, it's almost like we almost need to support each other, because I don't think it's not a majority of people that feel like this, I don't think. And I think if we find other people who feel this way, I think it's almost like we have to support each other and understanding kind of what's going on, or at least share experiences, because I think maybe some people find it harder than others. And yeah, I just have this like feeling that we need to kind of be there for each other so we can, I don't know, understand what's happening a little bit better, maybe, and kind of take it to the next level of whatever that is. I think only time will tell if time is real. We don't know about that either. I mean, it's all over the place. But yeah, I think what I wanted to kind of end with is that if you have a friend or you know someone that is also feeling like this, or if you randomly talk to someone and they're like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, things feel very different. Like, maybe keep in touch with that person, or at least exchange some thoughts, and yeah, support each other in the strangeness that we're going through. I think we need that, and then we can see what happens after. Anyway, I actually got a new oracle deck. I've been looking at it for a while, and I found it on sale, so I was like, okay, this is a sign. And this oracle deck is called the Bloodlands Oracle, and it is a black and white deck, and there's only nature on it. And I thought, I never used it, and I just opened it and flicked through and kind of, I guess, meditated a little bit, and I felt like I wanted to draw one of the cards from this oracle as a first draw. I thought it would be nice to draw a card from this deck. Now I know that it's very difficult to see things in a podcast, and I'm thinking about actually just doing a completely separate YouTube channel so I can film, and it's only going to be about like divination and things like that. I think that would be a good one, because then I can actually film and it will be much easier to understand what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's beside the point. I'm holding these cards here now. I haven't shuffled them yet. So I'm hoping it's not going to take too long to shuffle them, and then I'll see if I can read from the book. But let's see, let me shuffle at the same time here. I really liked this deck because I do like a black and white deck. And the creator of this deck, I think he does a lot of coal paintings, and I really like that. And there's no people, it's just nature. And the deck, ooh, here we go. Here we go. It's quite dark here, and I'm not really sure if I'll be able to to read. The card that came up is called The Burn, and it's card number 22, and it depicts a forest after a fire, it looks like. And this is a fire card. I can see, yeah, there are little symbols, and it's a fire card. So yeah, but it looks like a fire has already made its mark on the forest. Let me put this card here and let's see what the book says. It's just a little bit dark in here, but I'll do my best. So this card was card number 22, The Burn. This card is for healing trauma, recovery, and rejuvenation. The forest after a wildfire can be an apocalyptic scene. Blackened snags, toppled trunks, ashen ground devoid of life. What lies under the charred soil, however, are the seeds of the next great forest. And the heat of the fire has just cracked them open. When we experience trauma, it may be impossible at the time to see our future growth and well-being, yet it is there, quietly sprouting. The burn cards remind us that healing is on its way, whether you feel it or not. I think this is a very appropriate card to what we've been talking about. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's about healing the traumas that we've been through. Maybe it's finding yourself, but renew yourself. So I would say this card is very much like the death card to me in the tarot deck. But I'll take a photo of the card because there's beauty in it, and knowing, yes, of course, it has burned down and you can just see some trees standing up and everything feels a little bit all over the place, but there's a stillness and quietness as well. There's like the stillness of gathering your thoughts, maybe getting some new ideas. It's that moment between, let's say, between life and death, that moment between. It's yeah, it's very much that stillness and not to rush, not rushing, just working through whatever you need to work through or work on. I think this is about yourself. This isn't about other people. I think this is more of a journey within yourself. And I think it's very important to remember these moments in between. There's always something in between. There's something between the second, the second, the second. There is a void, a split nano time, whatever it is, that just exists in between. And that's the stillness that creates what's going to happen after. And this is the stillness I think we should embrace and enjoy, and know that something is growing, something is unfolding, and it's going to be like you 2.0. And this is the time when you can make the changes that you would like to make. So it's actually, a pretty good spot to be in. The time has actually passed midnight, so we are officially in June. And that is the change. How funny is that? That is a change. I want to end this here. I hope you enjoyed my ramble, and it would be really interesting to see if you also feel that there's a different world that you walk upon, and if you have others in the same earth, in the same place. Have a good night or good morning, and I'll speak to you soon.